Good morning. My name is Nikki Gibbs, and I'm a current MSW candidate at the University of Denver. I'd like to start off by asking you a question. Have you ever wondered what Earth may look like without certain wildlife species that are now currently endangered, such as the African elephant? I'm here today to discuss with you the rarely thought about or seen problem of illegal wildlife trafficking and poaching, and the initiatives or policies we here in the United States need to start implementing to combat this issue. Also, why we need to begin to think about this at a state level when supporting these efforts.
The black market for animals and their parts has a trade value of nearly $19 billion per year. Take ivory as an example. Estimates suggest that within the black market, ivory is $1 for every 100 kilograms. The average African elephant carries roughly 62.5 kilograms of ivory, which converts into about $70,000. And since animal trafficking is a relatively low risk and highly profitable venture, criminal groups and terrorist organizations have been linked to wildlife product trade. When black market smugglers enter communities, they entice poor individuals to commit criminal acts within protected national parks with the promise of payment, which are usually minimal amounts in the scheme of this elaborate chain. The individuals who are coerced to perform these acts usually have little to no knowledge of the damage they are contributing towards their environment and country's national security. Currently, the United States is the second largest supporter of wildlife trafficking, and statistics show nearly 80% of Americans support conservation initiatives but are unaware of the actual illegal wildlife trade currently happening in the U.S. The United States is only second to China as being one of the largest supporters of the animal trafficking trade. Recent U.S. sentiments show how the majority of Americans feel about global protection of endangered species, with the huge outcry presented when President Donald Trump and his administration threatened to lift the ban on trophy hunts, specifically endangered elephants legally hunted in Zimbabwe and Zambia. This showed that citizens of our country wish to keep endangered wildlife protected and not contribute to the potential slaughter of these animals. Although President Trump reneged his decision to lift this ban because of the mass opposition in response to this proposed action, he still could move forward with it at any time. It has been made even more apparent of our current administration's lack of care in regards to wildlife protection, as seen with cuts created in our national budget towards the support of wildlife funding domestically and abroad. This means that states must start making efforts to combat these problems of animal welfare and protection outside of the federal stance. The citizens of the United States must begin to take a stand and help set policies at a state level that would eradicate the illegal wildlife trade and practices associated with it. A great example was Hawaii's recent passage of one of the most comprehensive U.S. state laws that targets the wildlife trade, Act 125. The law provides exemptions but offers protection and zero tolerance for wildlife trafficking and cruelty. So, by strengthening enforcement with the act, officials now have the tools they require to stop the traffickers and help disrupt the supply chain here in the U.S. By implementing bills such as these, we begin to stop the cycle by prohibiting the sale, purchase, trade, or distribution of animals and their parts. This would greatly contribute to the overall elimination of corruption within various countries around the world.
With an already overwhelming decline of animal populations and the obvious desire of many Americans in helping to contribute to conservation initiatives, these types of bills and policies within states in the U.S. would help protect all animals targeted in the wildlife crime area and other larger issues associated with the trade. We citizens of the United States, we must make our voices heard and do our part to help in the fight of reducing wildlife trafficking and poaching in order to conserve our planet and protect our animals before they are all gone. Thank you.